One of the dismal realities is that many backlinks no longer work when it comes to SEO. Nowadays, you can't just send a bunch of backlinks in the hopes that your website will rank higher. But there is still hope. Now, while many different types of backlinks no longer really give you the search engine ranking that you need, there are still some great backlinking strategies well worth your time. The goal is to create high quality content backlinks. How do you do this? Well, one way is by using PDF files or content. That's right. You can use PDF files to get high authority backlinks, but you can actually do a lot more than that. And don't worry, the specific strategy is not black hat at all. It is completely white hat, so it does take a couple of hours to implement, but it's safe and long term. Now, implementing this strategy will not only get you the backlinks you need, but any prospect that reads your PDF file will be pre-sold in advance to help better convert whatever products and services that you are trying to sell. You can finally learn how to boost your SEO rank and generate targeted traffic using this PDF backlinking strategy starting today. This 9-part video course is designed to show you how you can quickly and easily get high authority backlinks that the search engines absolutely love. Hello and congratulations for taking your first step and getting access to this video course that will teach you how to build not only your backlinks by utilizing PDF files and uploading them to high authority sites, but I'm also going to talk about how you can convert that traffic, those prospects that you're going to get to read your PDF and pre-sell them enough to gain their trust and convert them into sales. So by the time they get to your website, you've got targeted traffic. So we're going to have a win-win situation here, and we're going to essentially kill two birds with one stone by achieving these two different things. All right, so this is video number 1, and this is going to be the introduction and a quick overview. So what I want to do right now is talk about the video course as a whole so you understand exactly what you are going to learn, because what I believe is once you're able to learn how things work, how the system works and is put together, you'll be able to implement it a lot faster. All right, so this is video number 1. Video number 2 is going to be about choosing your attack plan. There are many different routes that you can go towards. So as far as trying to create a piece of content and essentially a PDF later on that will convert your prospects into potential sales, you need to have a good attack plan first, right? So I'm going to help you with that in video number 2. Once you have figured out your attack plan in video number 2, we can move on to video number 3, which is creating your content. So now that we have figured out an angle of how we want to approach things, now we can create the content. So once you know that, creating the content is super easy, and I'll show you more in that particular video. And then once we have the content in place, we can spice things up and we can make it look pretty. So I'm going to give you access to certain resources that you can use to do just that. And video number 5, we're going to talk about different types of hyperlinks so that when you're editing your content via Microsoft Word, and this can be compatible with whether you're using a Mac computer or Windows computer, we want to talk about different hyperlinks and the way they work within Microsoft Word. And then after you have finished everything, video number 6, I want to talk about things you need to gather. So besides the PDF, what else do you need to gather? Then in video number 7 and 8, we're going to talk about 2 different PDF conversion softwares. Now, I really want to focus on these 2 because these are 2 that I personally use. I've tested tons and tons of different PDF conversion softwares out there over the past many years. But I've came to the conclusion that I found 2 that are really good they definitely take the headaches out, because when you convert a normal Microsoft Word document to a PDF utilizing a lot of the free PDF converter tools out there, they don't really convert the hyperlinks. So you could either dish out money to buy the $400 Adobe Acrobat Pro, or you can spend a lot less, about 10 times less, for these software tools. So I'm going to talk about basic conversion factors as far as basic hyperlinks go. Now, if you want to take things further and you want to, say, for example, hyperlink an image, a hotspot, you want to maybe hyperlink a specific area, then you will need to have a more advanced piece of software. And I'll talk more about that in video number 8. But keep in mind that we are focusing on a lot of these softwares that are not going to break the bank for you. So in other words, they're not definitely $400, $300, or even $200 or even $100. So they're a lot cheaper than that. And of course, last but not least, we have video number 9, and we'll talk about how to upload your PDF files to the right sites and how to generate backlinks from high authority websites. Now, before we end this video, I want to talk about mindset, because I feel like that is a crucial thing before you can actually jump right in. I know you're excited, but before we do that, I want to say that the whole goal of this system and this video course and this blueprint is this is not just pure SEO. Our goal here is a long-term strategy to provide good, high-quality content that essentially will get you backlinks. Now, if you know anything about the search engines, Google, Yahoo, they obviously are catering to the person who is searching. They're not catering to the advertisers. So with that said, they want to make sure that whatever the experience is for that prospect, for that visitor who is typing in the keyword, looking for things, is good. So this is a long-term strategies, and I've been doing this for a decade, over decades. And what I've seen is a lot of backlinking strategies come and go. But this one is likely not to come and go. It's more likely to be a long-term strategy because this has been going on for a decade. So I'm going to show you something that is a long-term view, but it's not pure SEO. It's conversion SEO. So the question is not just how can we get backlinks, but how can you convert your traffic and rank at the same time? So our goal is not just to get traffic, but get the traffic, get the prospect, get the visitor to read your PDF file. They like your PDF file, they trust you, and then they seek you out. That kind of customer is a lot more powerful because they're more likely to buy a lot of your products and services because they like your content. So before we get started, I want to talk about the things that you need. You need to figure out what are you selling. And I'll talk more about that in video number 2 when we talk about the attack plans. And then I want to make sure that you have links to your websites and they are ready. It's okay if you don't have them now, but it's just something that you need to think about and you need to have in hand. Then, of course, you need to have access to software. And I'll elaborate further when we get to that point. But I just want to make sure that you are aware that unfortunately you cannot achieve the hyperlinking process with a lot of the PDF conversion tools that are free. A lot of them will do things like add watermarks to your PDFs, and you don't want that. You want to have your own brand on your PDF. Now, we are going to be using 2 pieces of software. One is called PDF Professional, and I've been using that for a long time, well over about a decade, and they've been around from a long time. Or you can also use WinZip. WinZip is great, but it's pretty basic, And it's a win-win situation because you can also zip files up. You can actually do a lot more than just zipping files, believe it or not. So with that said, those are the things that you need. Other than that, you don't really need anything else. You don't need to invest any more money. And you definitely don't need the $400 or $450 Adobe Acrobat Pro software, which you can do a lot with, but you don't really need to dish out a lot of money. What I found over the years, and we've tested a lot of PDF conversion tools, is that a lot of them are actually more expensive than WinZip or QPDF Professional combined. So I'm showing you the best of the best, in my opinion, and of course, the ones that we have tested that will not break your wallet or break the bank. All right, so with that said, let's move on to video number 2, and we'll talk about creating your attack plan.